Hi, this is Trey Pastor. I wasn't planning on making a video tonight, but with the breaking news, I was actually got through watching wrestling, and I was, on my iPad, and then I saw something that said Henry Cavill no longer Superman, or I think I saw somebody made a post about that, and then I made it big, and then I said, wait a minute, and then I actually went to, and I, looked at the post and made it bigger, and I actually saw his words, what Henry Cavill had to say. Because apparently he had a meeting with James Gunn and Peter Safran where they told him he was going to no longer be Superman. And I just want to read what his statement is because it was pure class as far as I'm concerned. Because I, as a big fan of Man of Steel and Batman v Superman and stuff, I wanted him to come back. Especially I was so psyched that he came back and back at him, and I was looking forward to him. I thought he was going to continue on. So, and I know I made a video, I think I did a stream actually talking about, their 10-year plan, and I was hoping that Henry would be a part of it. But apparently it looks like they're going, I think they're going to reboot basically the whole thing. But let me just read his post to you. I want to read exactly what it says. I just had a meeting with James Gunn and Peter Safran, and it's sad news, everyone. I will, after all, not be returning as Superman after being told by the studio to announce my return back in October. See, I knew that was the only reason he quit The Witcher. I know people said he was upset with the writing and all that stuff, but the only reason he would have left is because the studio promised him that he would be Superman going forward. And that's why he needed time to be free, so he could actually film, a Man of Steel sequel or whatever movie they were going to have Superman in. So, and I know they said he also filmed like a cameo in the Flash movie, so we know that's up in the air because we don't know, or maybe that'll be in there, and maybe that'll be his actual last appearance. And then whatever after the end of the Flash movie, that wipes everybody out. Maybe that's what happens. But anyway, let me just continue on. I'm sorry. Being returned, but after the studio being told by the studio to announce my return back in October. Prior to their hire, this news isn't the easiest, but that's life. The changing of the guard is something that happens. I respect that. James and Peter have a universe to build. I wish them all involved in a new universe the best of luck and the happiest of fortunes. For those who have been by my side through the years, we can mourn for a bit, but then we must remember Superman is still around. Everything he stands for still exists, and my turn to Weather Cave has passed, but Superman stands for and never will. It's been a fun ride with you all, onwards and upwards. That's pure class from him, and I think James Gunn had some tweets too as well. That's what I want to see if I could read the tweets. Hold on. Okay, yeah, here it is. It says, Peter, okay, here we go. I'm sorry. Yeah, here we go. It says, DC Studios, James Gunn is writing an all-new Superman script for Warner Brothers Discovery. Henry Cavill is no longer attached to the role after meeting with the new studio execs, Gunn and Peter Safran, this week. Though they talked about the possibilities of working again in the future, according to insiders with knowledge of the situation. According to the insiders, the story is not an origin story and centers on a younger Superman when he arrives in Metropolis. Okay, Peter and I have a slate ready to go, which we can be more over the moon about. We will be able to share some exciting information about our first projects at the beginning of the year, Gunn said on Twitter. Okay, hold on. I think he says, yeah. Okay, oh yeah, he said, yeah, and among those, the slate is Superman. In the initial stages, our story will be focusing on an earlier part of Superman's life, so the character will not be played by Henry Cavill. But we just had a great meeting with Henry, and we are big fans, and we talked about a number of exciting possibilities to work together in the future. And then they quote Henry Cavill's, the post that he put on Instagram. And like I said, I was a big fan of Henry Cavill, and I thought he got short shift by not getting a proper sequel to Man of Steel, which I loved. I saw that movie in the theater 2 times, and I have so many different versions of Man of Steel. I have 1, 2, 3. And I think 1, 2, 3, 4. I got like 4 different versions. I got this, the figure that comes with the Henry Cavill and the General Zod figure, and I got the Blu-ray that came with. It's like a digibook that has like a cover that switches from Zod to Superman, and of course I got the big I think a 3D version of it. So I was a big fan of Man of Steel. Always loved Superman. And I thought Henry Cavill was the perfect guy for that. So I was so looking forward to when he came back in the Black Adam movie, I was looking forward to seeing a Black Adam movie with him and The Rock, and maybe even Shazam. I thought that's the way it was going to be eventually. Just a meeting, maybe the third Shazam movie. But unfortunately, like I said, it looks like they're going younger with the characters and stuff, and I think that might be a full reboot. I know before I was thinking that it may be like he might keep some of the actors, like Gal Gadot, Henry Cavill, maybe Jason Momoa, but apparently Jason Momoa, I think he got told, and I think, like I said, beginning of the year we'll probably find out it's going to leak the slate, whatever the slate's going to be. It's going to leak, or either they're going to make it a full announcement and tell you what the slate's going to be. And I think that they're going to go young. I think that, or they're just going to recast everybody. I think even the Flash is not going to be safe. I think, we know Ezra Miller, all his issues. I just think they made a decision. They said, listen, since we got the next 10 years, let's recast everybody. And they got this whole year to basically do that, to pick out actors with all these other movies, because they don't have to, they can just take the next year, 2023, and concentrate on casting the whole new. And I still think Matt Reeves' the Batman will be in its own separate universe. I don't think that's going to cross over, because I think they said, I think this is my speculation, that I think he already asked Matt Reeves to bring him up if he was willing to bring over Robert Pattinson's Batman, which I don't think he wants to. I think he wants to. Matt Reeves wants to keep that he wants to keep it as a contained thing, and so I don't think he'll mind that. So they'll let him do his own thing. But I think he's going to cast obviously a new Superman, a younger Superman, a new Batman, and a new Wonder Woman. I think he's going to have a whole new trinity, and I think that does mean Gal Gadot. Unfortunately, I think she's going to be recast as well, because, like I said, the whole thing with Patty Jenkins, she issued a statement because he was, about all those rumors saying that she sent the heads of Warner Brothers Pictures the meaning of character development, because, she had turned over a script with her and Jeff Johns wrote, and that the current DC head, not James Gunn and Peter Safran, they didn't like it. I forgot the two names of those two executives that are running Warner Brothers Films. They apparently didn't like it, and apparently Patty Jenkins said she didn't walk away. They just told her, and she understood it in her statement that she issued, that Warner Brothers are going through a change and stuff, and that she was actually waiting for, she's going to actually film the Star Wars Rogue Squadron movie, but it kept getting delayed, and she said she had to walk away from that because she wanted to concentrate on Wonder Woman 3. She didn't want that to be delayed, but apparently now with Wonder Woman 3 being scrapped, and I think it's going to be a whole new Wonder Woman, she can hopefully get that job back with Rogue Squadron. I keep saying Rogue Squadron, because again, I love the first Wonder Woman, and I know a lot of people didn't like the second Wonder Woman. Not me. I didn't hate the way these people act like it was the worst film ever, which I don't think it was. Okay, was it as great as the first one? Nope. But I don't think it was as horrible as people made it out to be. Okay, and I was actually looking forward to then see what they would do with the third one, but it is what it is. But I think going forward now that James Gunn, all this stuff is basically it's just trickling out. When he had the meeting with and I'm sure after he had the meeting, Henry Cavill, because he's a team player, I'm sure he asked him, or they told him, go ahead, you can issue a statement, Henry, and tell him that you're no longer going to be Superman. So that way, and I don't know if they'll ever, bring him back as a Superman from the future or something like that, or as an older Superman or something, like, especially if they do, because I still think James Gunn and Peter Safran are going to do like a crisis movie where they're going to have all these, like Justice League and Suicide Squad, JSA, all these teams together, the Shazam family all together, either fighting Darkseid or somebody. They're going to big crisis movie. We'll have all the heroes and villains together, probably teaming up to fight Darkseid. I think something like that is coming down the pike, maybe 5 or 6 years down the road, or maybe even 8 years down the road. Maybe at the end of his 10-year term at DC Studios. But I think that's going to happen, and maybe they told Henry, if we, maybe we'll cast a Superman from the future or something, or a Superman from a different universe or something. Maybe it's an older Superman from a different universe, and have him. I wouldn't mind that they do that. At least that way he gets to wear the cape one more time. I wouldn't mind that. So I also think, again, like Ben Affleck is not coming back either. I think they're gonna cast the Trinity is definitely gonna be recast. I think the whole Justice League is gonna get recast. And remember, they're supposed to be doing a Green Lantern TV show with Jon Stewart, the character, so they have to cast that. And they probably already cast different. I know they probably already thinking about casted somebody else for the Flash. They may have even already cast that actor for all we know, because I think that's what's gonna Ezra Miller's not coming back with all these legal issues and all that stuff. And Jason Momoa, I think, has been promised to play Lobo, so he's gonna, after the Aquaman movie come out, he'll just come back as Lobo, okay, which is not mine. I don't mind that. And I feel for Ben, Ben and Henry and Gail, Gail for that. I thought they played their characters great, and maybe, who knows, maybe they'll. I don't think it's gonna happen. Because, like I said, he's kind of Superman's going to concentrate on a younger Superman. I think they're going to go younger for all the characters. So I think that the reason he's doing that, because he has probably movies packed, he'll have these solo movies for these, for the Trinity. Maybe even have a movie where they come together, and then maybe eventually form the Justice League, and then do a big crisis movie like that. But then I think he's going to also, I think Blue Beetle will stay the same because the actor is young, the guy from Cobra Kai. So I think he will stay. But like I said, I think he is wiping it all out. He's just going to start fresh with a younger Superman, a younger Batman, a younger Wonder Woman probably, and it'll be a different Flash, maybe a different Cyborg. I think before I was thinking that it wasn't going to do a few, but now with this news about Henry Cavill, I think it is going to be a full reboot of especially definitely the Trinity, and I think definitely the Flash. And we knew Whatchcott wasn't coming back. I don't think Ray Fisher would come back. Although you never know. Ray Fisher's kind of young, so I don't know if they would bring him back. Maybe they wouldn't bring him back anyway, because they want to wipe the slate clean and start fresh, which is good. And I'm looking forward to seeing what their plans are. I'm just sad for Henry Cavill because I thought he definitely deserved another solo movie, and I definitely am going to miss him as Superman. I thought he was just absolutely fantastic. Like I said, I love Man of Steel. I don't care what anybody says. I love that movie. Okay, and I wanted to see him continue. I was so happy when he came back in Black Adam. And now I don't know if even Zachary Levi is Shazam. They may, because Zachary Levi, right? He's in his 30s and stuff too. They may recast the whole thing. That's what I'm thinking. What's going to happen? I think he's just going to start fresh, starting in 2023. Excuse me, 2024. I think they're going to spend this year cast and act, getting their ducks in a row. Okay, because remember, I think May is when the Guardians movie comes out, the final one. Then after that, he'll be free, and I think they're going to start casting, especially probably January 1st. They're probably going to start casting new actors, new young actors for the Trinity, for Flash, for Cyborg, for Martian Manhunter, everything. I think all the characters are on the table. As far as Amanda Waller, I would hope they keep as Amanda Waller. I forgot her name, Viola Davis as Amanda Waller, because I thought she was just great. But you never know. He may just, again, like I said, scrap it all and just start fresh. Just casting new actors. It's cheaper if you get new, young, fresh-faced actors. It's cheaper anyway to do that. And sign them up. You can sign them up for 5-year contracts. Or 5-picture deals. 2 solo movies, a Justice League movie, a World's Finest movie, even. Okay. In my wildest dreams, I would love to see them do a Trinity movie with Gail, Henry, and Ben, but that's not going to happen because, like I said, he handed the cape. So I think the plan for James Gunn and Peter Safran is to just start fresh. They just say, listen, we'll just wipe the slate clean like nothing ever happened. Okay, they'll let all these other movies come out next year, and I think they're going to cast everybody fresh again. Shazam, I don't even know if they're going to do maybe they will, a Black Adam. They'll do another Black Adam. I'm sorry for The Rock, too, because he's been waiting to play that character for forever, but I think, they've been given their mission, and I think James Gunn have taken it seriously, and they want us to say, let's just start fresh. We'll start ours, we'll do it, we'll do it the Marvel way. I think they're going to go just to do a bunch of solo movies, okay, and then do a Justice League movie at the end and a team up movie. You'll have Blue Beetle. I think Blue Beetle's going to stay. Again, I think we're going to get a new Trinity, get a new Wonder Woman too. I don't think we're going to see Gal Gadot either. I think she's gone and Ben Affleck is gone. I think it's just, like I said, he said he's focusing on a young Clark Kent when he first comes to Metropolis. So it's not an origin movie. Thank God we don't have to go through that again. Okay, it'll just come to Metropolis as Clark Kent and already I think a young Superman like that, which is good. And then you'll have a young Batman and I think a young Wonder Woman. You get a young Flash, and then you have them all age up together. I think maybe that is the best way to go. It doesn't say I'm not going to miss him. I'm going to miss Henry too a lot because I really wanted him to get another movie, and I really wanted to see him again, the Superman. But unfortunately, this is the way it goes. Unfortunately, so like I said, I'm sad about this, but unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about it. So we're gonna move on. And I'm not one of those toxic Snyder fans. I love what Zack Snyder did, and I'll always love what Zack Snyder did. And nothing will ever make me ever hate Jack. I love Zack Snyder, and I'll continue to watch whatever he produces. Rebel Moon, I'll be there to watch that when that comes out. But in what he did, I was so happy with what he did with the DCEU. Okay, and we'll just have to move on, unfortunately. And again, like I said, I'm just sad for Henry Cavill. But like I said, but they did say that maybe they'll work in the future. So maybe fingers crossed you'll see him as an older Superman in one of those movies if they do that Crisis movie, and they'll get an older Superman from a different universe, and it'll be Henry. That would be, I would geek out at that. Maybe he'll do that with all three of them, with Gale, Ben, and Henry, and maybe, like I said, when they do that Crisis movie, and they go to a different universe and do a multiverse thing, and you can have them be as the older Trinity. I wouldn't mind that too. That would be great, as long as they get one more shot at playing those characters. But for now, we're gonna move on. I think with new actors, new younger actors and stuff. And like I said, I think they're gonna spend all next year casting. They'll have casting and writing scripts and getting directors and getting all that stuff lined up for 2024. Then they'll start filming that stuff, and I think in 2024 I think that's what I think they got their slot already planned. I think he already has it now, and now he's saying at the beginning of the year, and I think they're gonna even make a formal announcement. It's all gonna leak again, and we're gonna know what the complete 10-year slate is. And I bet you it's a bunch of solo movies for the Trinity and stuff. And maybe even a Trinity movie, maybe, and then a Justice League movie. We'll get Booster Gold, I think Blue Beetle, The Flash, maybe even a new Shazam movie. Because like I said, I think Shazam 2 is I think these movies that are coming out next year, those are the end of the DCEU, and in 2023 they'll start fresh, starting filming all the new movies with the new cast, new younger cast for those characters again. And like I said, Henry's a class guy, and hopefully now that he's not no longer Superman, maybe he can get the James Bond part now that they're, casting, they're looking for a new James Bond. Maybe they can pick Henry for that. I wouldn't mind being the new James Bond. I hope that's in his future. I hope he gets that part because he deserves it. I don't care what, what's her name, from Beyond the Trail, I can't remember. Grace Randolph, who seems to, she always, I don't know, but she seems to have a thing against Henry Cavill, just like she used to have it against I forgot the lady, the redheaded lady, but it seems like she always has something against Henry Cavill, that he's difficult to work with and all this other stuff, which I don't believe. But hopefully, he get the James Bond part, and maybe they'll bring them back for as older versions of the characters in a Crisis movie or something. That's what I hope. But again, Henry, I'll miss you, and I'll miss you, Ben, and Gail. And hopefully going forward, we'll get these new young. All we can do is wait and see who they pick, and wish them the best luck going forward. And I'll support them going forward because I'm a big DC fan. So I'm going to try to support them going forward, and just can't wait. I'm excited about seeing who they're going to pick now that we know that pretty much they're going to get a new. It's going to be a new cast of characters. I think everybody's getting wiped out. I think that's what's going to happen. I think we know for sure the Flash is getting wiped out, and Jason Momoa is going to play Lobo. And the Trinity is gone, so I think, and in my opinion, I think that they're all gone. And let's pick new younger versions of the characters, and we'll move forward from that, and pick those solo movies and the Justice League movie and probably a Crisis movie and stuff like that, and Booster Gold and Blue Beetle, all those other characters will get hopefully maybe Justice League Dark, they'll get a movie as well. Okay, so good luck, James Gunn and Peter Safran. I'm with you. I'm going to be there to support you. I'm just going to miss Henry, Ben, and Gail the most, and hopefully they'll continue to have successful careers going forward. Okay, so anyway, let me know what you think of this big earth-shattering news as far as I'm concerned. Let me know what you think about it. Feel free to leave comments down below. I have links to my social media in the description box, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Also have a link to my other channel called Views and Opinions, if you check that out as well. Also have a link down below to my Patreon. I want to say a special thank you to my Patreon. Thank you for supporting me. Always have my back. Again, my Patreon's only $5 a month. I have tons of content on there, tons of unedited content on there. TV show reactions from DC, from Marvel. I have awful parts of Zack Snyder's Justice League. I have the Book of Boba Fett, Obi-Wan Kenobi. I got The Boys Season 3. All linked below to the Patreon. Check it out. Also, please give this video a thumbs up. It helps the channel, and I truly appreciate it. Also, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, so you know when I upload new content to this channel. And this is Trey Pastor saying so long, and take care.